welcome back to another episode of the Dumpster Diaries. I'm Moses Wartooth. I'm here with Justin Allen. And as always, we've got some entertaining stuff to start off with.
Yeah. We're, pilots here recently, man. They seem to be making in the news all the time.
Yeah, whether it be the planes getting messed up or the pilots themselves having some issues.
Well, this guy, he seemed like he was having a pretty good time, man.
I think it started off good.
Yeah, because I remember the incident when it happened and it was in the news.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I think he got arrested and all that stuff, immediately.
Yeah.
But apparently he just gave an interview, in the last few days about what he actually did and was going through.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much, there was a pilot. What was he, high on mushrooms?
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I mean,
high on mushrooms?
It had been a long time, which kind of makes me wonder what was really going on. But yeah.
Who knows, man?
Everybody's different. Maybe he was still feeling it that much longer. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that's not even how they work.
No, it's not.
Come on, man. I know guys that have taken very large quantities and then
12 hours later, you're okay.
You're completely back to normal in 12 hours. A lot of times, if you just take a moderate amount, it'd be 6 to 8 hours. You'd be totally fine.
For sure, yeah. Because if you can get one good nap in, you're okay.
That's all you gotta do is just get the nap to hit the hard reset.
Yeah.
You'll be fine, dude.
Have your spiritual awakening, take a little nap, and you'll be good to go when you wake up.
Shatter your entire psyche and ego.
Yes.
Just what do they call it? an ego death?
Yeah.
Where it's you have no concept of self anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You've just risen above.
Yeah, you have an out of body experience. Or you rise up and see yourself sitting on the couch or whatever.
Holy shit. But yeah, man, we can go ahead and watch this video of this guy because this is an interesting story, though.
It is.
It would have been wild to be on that plane.
Yeah.
This pilot, who allegedly tried to shut off the engines of a passenger airplane after taking magic mushrooms, gave an exclusive interview to Good Morning America.
I did something unfathomable to me, something I have to take responsibility for, and I regret.
Emerson faces 84 state and federal charges. He says he was hallucinating at the time of the incident after taking psychedelic mushrooms 48 hours prior to the flight.
There are 2 red handles in front of my face, thinking that I was going to wake up, thinking this is my way to get out of this non-real reality. It's 30 seconds of my life I wish I could change, and I can't.
Emerson and his wife Sarah have started a nonprofit called Clear Skies Ahead, hoping to help pilots who struggle with mental health. A new documentary about Emerson's story is going to be released on FX and Hulu.
What?
Dude. Okay, so it said he had 86 counts against him for that?
It was 86,
82,
84,
80
something. It was in the 80s. Holy shit, man. God damn, I got shit in my throat. God damn, dude. That's a lot, dude.
That is. I don't understand that, to be honest. I mean, maybe, do you think every person counted as a different charge, because he was endangering their lives?
Man, who knows? I mean, it's federal, it's airspace, too. They could have fucked him on
anything.
All kinds of different shit, man. I mean, he could have got fucked at the state level, they probably got, down to, I mean, I don't know if he even had any on him.
I mean, it doesn't sound like he did, but who knows?
Yeah. But holy shit, man, that's more charges than a maxed out credit card.
No shit, dude. And then him and his wife started a nonprofit.
Yeah, what was it called? Open Sky or Clear Skies
or
whatever. It's Jesus Christ. And then I know why he's doing this interview, dude. It's because they were talking about him having the Hulu deal and all that crap. It's because he's getting paid.
Yeah.
And he's trying to beef up his shit, what are you going to make a documentary because some dude took mushrooms?
I don't understand why that's a major story. It's
people,
entertaining to talk about for 10 minutes we're going to do, but as far as making an entire show about it.
You know how many people take mushrooms?
Okay, so I have a feeling they're going to be he suffered from mental health. He thought they're going to try to church him up really good and just be he only made this one mistake in his entire life.
Make him a victim?
Yeah, yes.
Really, he was just partying his ass off?
Yeah, he was hell yeah, some shrooms, I'll take that shit. He's fuck, I got work tomorrow.
Fuck, what time is it? This shit is not wearing off. Oh god, I can't get to sleep. Yeah, dude, they were wild, man. But I mean, all the pilots I've ever known, they've all been pretty wild too, man.
I mean, it's a high stress job. Normally, those breed you want to. Whenever you're off, you want to do something else.
Go to the extreme.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, like that movie with Denzel Washington, Flight, where he's just an alcoholic. Did you ever see that shit?
Oh, it sounds familiar.
It's a true story. But this dude's a pilot, and he's just an alcoholic. I mean, drug addict too. Like he's like snorting coke all the time. And the story is he has a night before like a big flight, and he's just out partying with this like fucking flight attendant that he's banging, and they just get fucking hammered, dude. They're up all night snorting coke, just drinking whiskey, straight up getting fucked up, and like he doesn't stop until like a fucking, I don't know, like an hour or some shit before he's got to be on the plane flying these people. So he gets on there, starts flying. I'm wasted. He's drinking while he's flying. Like,
I mean, at that point, he's got to keep it going.
He was in tight with the stewardess. Like, she would just bring him bottles of vodka, and then she would just, like, slam it and shit, right? So this is a fucking true story, too. And anyway, something happens with, like, the engine or whatever. It's actually completely out of his control. Like, even the investigation proved that it had nothing to do with it.
It was, like, not human error at all.
Yeah. And then, so he had to emergency land, like, crash the plane, like, basically blackout drunk, right? And he had to do like a barrel maneuver where he flipped upside down or some shit at one point or some crap. And then, but basically he crashes and like the majority of people die. Like 70-80% of people are just mangled and fucked up. And he's just drunk like, oh fuck, I'm fucking wasted. You know that look when someone like does a fender bender, like backs into like a fucking pole or something when they've had a few too many or whatnot.
Yeah.
They're like, oh shit.
They get out, they're like, whoa.
Yeah. Now imagine that with a field of dead bodies and you were just flying that fucking plane, you know? But, so anyway, they do like the investigation and they determined that what he did was supposedly like physically impossible. Like none of the computer simulations could regenerate it. And he was trying to hold his own and be like, I wasn't fucked up. Eventually it just comes out that he was fucked up. And so even
wouldn't they have given him an immediate like drug test?
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long since I've seen the movie.
I guess depending on the year, like I'm sure in the past they probably didn't, but now they do. But
yeah, and they ended up just like fucking him hardcore because they were like, hey, like what you did saved all these people's lives, and they came and like testified like on his behalf and shit.
Oh, they were like, without him doing this, we would have died.
Yeah, and then they ended up giving the guy like 20 years.
Under the influence, man. They're not. They don't play.
Yeah, dude. So be careful, kids. It really is. Dude.
Don't do drugs and fly planes.
Yeah. Well, hell, hearing some of these stories, man, I guess like pilots really know how to get down. Dude, it kind of makes me want to fly.
Well, I mean, think about it. They're always traveling. They make a hell of a lot of money.
Sure.
So I mean, they have a lot of disposable income. I'm sure. Like they don't really have to answer to very many people. Even if they're married, they're not at home most of the time. So.
Well, you'll know what I'm talking about. I actually can't really tell the details because I had to sign a fucking NDA. But in a few months, we'll talk about an acting gig I did or whatever. And down somewhere in Texas. We'll see when it comes out next year. Subscribe to Paramount Plus. But so anyway, but one of the people that was on set or whatever, like one of the extras or background actors, he was a flight attendant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he strictly did like international flights out of George Bush Intercontinental,
Gotcha, yeah.
like down in Houston. And he just talked about it, and bro, I'm not gonna lie. After listening to that dude talk for like 20 minutes, I was like, dude, I want to be a fucking flight attendant. Like sign me up. How the fuck do you do this, man? Free flights, free travel. Like even when you're working, like you're traveling, and then you can get assigned to either domestic or international. And he's stuck solely with international. So he would do like a month on, a month off kind of thing. And dude,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I was like, well, how much time do you get off? He's like, a lot of time, like doing international. He's like, it's pretty common to get 2 days off. And I was like, what the fuck? But he was like, yeah. And he was just saying that he spends a lot of time going to like South America and stuff. So he'll just like fly into like fucking Peru or Brazil or something and then have like 2 nights off. And all the hotels are paid for, all that stuff, all that food, all that per diem and stuff. He's like, yeah. He's like,
that does not sound bad at all.
It does not sound bad. And he was like, and I actually make really good money doing it. And I was like, God damn it, dude. Like, I need
what do you
to
say,
this.
Man? Put in a couple applications?
Like, it can't be. I mean, I'm going to assume this might make me sound like an asshole. It can't be a fucking hard job.
It wouldn't. No, it can't be hard. It's probably just boring, I would think. Personally, I don't like flying. It's boring as shit. I guess if you're working, I mean, I guess you get to walk around a little bit more.
Yeah, but they're in jump seats too in the back, and they have a lot more leg room and shit too, man.
Yeah.
And they actually get to like stand up and kind of like they have a whole area and shit, so I don't think it'd be that bad. And then, but like on the international flights, they have like the upstairs compartment. Have you ever seen that crap?
Mm-mm.
It's for the flight crew. So especially at really long flights, they have an upstairs compartment like that's above the pilots, and it literally has beds in it. And so, like, stewardess on the plane or whatever, they'll rotate out. They'll be like, okay, you cover the floor for this 6 hours. I'll come in for the last 6 hours or whatever. So they'll sleep and shit, like, on the plane or, like, you know, chill. And even though some of the pilots will, like,
swap out
or whatever, you know, for, like, super long
That
flights.
doesn't sound bad.
No, not at all. Like, it's pretty fucking cool, man. Like, I was like, yeah, I'd do that. Like, especially if you're a single dude, you don't have kids or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. If you got nothing tying you down.
And then you got to think about it, dude. Like, 90% of the fucking people you work with are all going to be females, dude.
True.
So there's an added benefit to doing that, you know? But mine would just be like the flying, man. Like, I would try to, like, get on some airlines and just do Europe.
Yeah, that's what I would mainly want to do,
2 days
too.
in Paris, turn around, 2 days in England, like, whatever. Yeah, that would
Dude, I would get hired on by, like, Spirit Airlines, like those shitty ones. It'd be like, you're going to Madagascar for, like, 3 days or some shit. Or, like, get on one that they only have, like, 2 or 3 flights a week. Like, just be stuck down there. Like.
Or just, like, praying. Like, 'cause you got to think about it, too. Like, a plane gets fucked up. Like, you're just kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
And then you're just making more money, and then it just became, like, a free little vacation. You're like, yeah, whatever. Like, cool. So I don't know, and then
Get stuck in like Iran or something.
Yes, fuck. Like Beirut or some shit. You're like, oh god. Why? Who the fuck visits this place?
Syria, no.
Like in Ukraine or some shit. But I can't remember what the guy said, but I think the training is only like 6 weeks long.
I mean, I can't imagine it being.
It's like what, CPR, how to do a life vest, and fucking
Yeah,
a few
drop
sodas.
that mask down, like.
Yeah. Just all day.
You would have to deal with stupid ass people.
Easy.
But I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much any job that dealing with the public, you're gonna have to deal with stupid ass people.
Well,
so.
you and I also have really short fuses when it comes to dumb shit.
Yeah,
So,
and you know, people on a plane, dude. I mean, normally people on a plane tensions are always high. People are always pissed off, anyways, and they are always want to be bitches too. So
they're walking on there in a bed.
yes. Especially if anything extra happens, they're just pissed. I mean, I'm the same way.
Wouldn't it be crazy if we became flight attendants? Right, but we still did our show, and then you and I were working on the same flight, and then like people would recognize us from our show. And they were like serving on a fucking plane and shit.
Be like, yo, do you want your fucking drink or not, man?
That would be kind of cool, or just gaslight the fuck out of it. What are you talking about? I'm not on that. I've never done that YouTube channel.
We could just secretly promote our shit to everyone on the plane.
Passing out stickers.
As like shit. Every time you hand out a bag of peanuts or something, it has our sticker on it. Like, be like, this flight sponsored by DDP.
Slide it into people's bags and shit. They're like, what the fuck?
Get on the intercom, be like, brought to you by DDP. use code whatever for 20% off.
Code 420. Fuck Joe Biden for like 30% off. Yeah, dude. But I don't know. I feel like being a flight attendant would be kind of cool. Like, I think it'd be cool to do it for like a month.
Yes, yeah.
You know?
Under 6 months for sure.
Yeah.
Probably 3 would be on
I feel
max,
like
I think.
after a while it would get pretty old.
Yeah.
You know.
Especially if you were going, I mean, I guess if you were going to like a variety of different places and it was pretty actively like you knew whenever you get there you're going to have like 2 days or something.
Sure.
And it was a relatively set, or I guess a varied schedule on that would probably be entertaining. But if you were just doing the same back and forth flight, like if you were just going to London every other day, like, that'd be boring.
Well, imagine like if you're going to big cities like, you know, say London or Paris, stuff like that, right? Amsterdam or whatever. Imagine like the celebrities you get to meet.
True.
You know, that would be kind of cool. You'd be like, yo, Mike Tyson was just on this fucking plane the other day. Speaking of that shit, you know those guys are like, him and Jake Paul are still fighting.
Yeah, they are. It just got rescheduled due to his health issues.
Yeah, I think it's November, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Fuck, I can't wait.
Which he fought that dude that was a professional in bare knuckle boxing. I don't even know the outcome. Did you watch that shit?
I didn't watch
I
it.
haven't
keeping up with it.
Nah, I haven't either. I really don't care, but I do want to see the Tyson one just because that'd be funny.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely talk about it whenever it comes out.
Yeah.
Too bad we can't stream it on our stuff.
True. That should get banned in an instant.
Like snatch that shit up real quick, dude.
Yeah.
So, fuck, man, what else we gotta talk about? you had a video about the homeless.
Oh yeah, we always got to bring up the homeless, man.
The homeless.
Bring up the homeless. Because again, the homeless, it's a sad situation, but it's the way they do it is just a total bullshit scam, man. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, like all these like non-profits and charities designed to help them.
Yeah, non-profit.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, we've covered it before on previous episodes where we've blown the lid off of it. And mostly listening to other investigative journalists who actually really did the groundwork and shit. But, like, in California, you know, they can't explain where $20 billion went.
Yeah, and yet the homeless population is worse off today than it's ever been in history, but yet they're dumping more money into the problem.
Yeah, to reference what I just said, the city of San Francisco actually allocated $20 million to go to nonprofits to help...
Billion.
20 billion.
Yeah.
With the B, it's $1 billion. Art of the deal in the corner hanging on the wall. But so they allocated $20 billion to essentially, for the most part, 5 nonprofits. And after 2 years, they literally, this is not even made up, they literally could not account for a single dollar that was spent.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's gone.
And then
But yet they locked up Martha Stewart for some insider trading back in the day.
You know her shit only saved her $60,000.
Jesus.
She went to prison for $60,000. You know? And
she probably made that in a month. I mean, probably made more than that in a month.
And those people we just talked about, some of those people have like $400,000 or $500,000 salaries. And
oh, yeah.
Like the majority fall like a little over $200,000. And it's like, what are you doing?
And that's just their salary, because whenever you account for the unaccounted billions, whose pockets do you think that shit's lining up? But yeah, let's watch this video, and then we can get more pissed off about this.
Yeah, this is a fucking doozy.
Yeah, and this is just blatant bullshit.
Yeah. This is just like, now they're just fucking with you. Yeah. Like, that's all this is.
Happening today, a grand opening for a high-rise homeless shelter featuring apartments with skyline views, a gym, even a cafe.
Eyewitness News reporter Mark Cotaropolis joins us here in studio with details on this.
We're going to show you what $165 million will get you. It's considered affordable housing, but the cost to build this type of a project, it still adds up. Each unit costs nearly $600,000, and it's being funded by taxpayers. Take a look at the images here. There are 278 units in this 19-story development known as the Weingart Tower. It's intended to help people currently without shelter on Skid Row. This will be LA's largest permanent supportive housing project. There is an entire floor of offices for caseworkers, and the list of amenities is pretty impressive. As you mentioned, there's a gym, an art room, a music room, and a computer room and library. People living here will enjoy 6 common balconies and a cafe. The $165 million project is receiving permanent financing from Proposition HHH, which voters overwhelmingly passed in 2016. The new tower is also receiving state housing funds and $56 million in state tax credits. The grand opening set for later this morning. Several elected officials are going to be there, including Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. And guys, this is really just the beginning. There's more planned. Another tower more than a year away, but it's under construction.
What? Dude,
that's nicer than my house.
Yeah. Dude, those are badass apartments.
$600,000 a piece.
Just for being fucking homeless, man.
Yeah.
Dude, the world is literally just turned upside down on its head.
Exactly.
Dude,
that makes no sense.
What the fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they're helping these guys out, getting them off the streets, all this stuff.
It is, but I'm just saying.
$600,000 apartment?
Do you know how many fucking homeless people $600,000 could take care of?
Oh my god, dude. Fuck, I'm starting to think maybe we just need to pull chocks and just fucking go down to Skid Row for a few weeks.
Just hang out down there, get a free penthouse.
As soon as we secure it, fucking
start renting it out.
Just, dude, you know they got those fucked up laws in California. Just squat and be like, no, I'm not leaving.
True.
You know,
be like, I thought this place was for homeless. I'm homeless.
Yeah, y'all gave it to me. I have the keys. This is my residence. Isn't it like some bullshit in California? Like it's nearly impossible to get a squat right here.
Yeah, from my understanding of it, yeah, it is.
I want to say we've covered stories where people have like lived in like rent, or they lived in like Airbnbs for like 6 months and shit.
Yeah, and they can't get them out of there.
Yeah, you know. So
I mean, I don't condone violence, but I'm just saying.
We would get them.
I would be getting them out. Yeah. They would not want to stay there anymore. That's ridiculous, man.
I'll bring a fucking New Orleans brass band through their living room at fucking 3 in the morning. Like just going fucking, just beating fucking pots and pans and shit. Setting off fireworks in the house. I don't know, man. I'd do some shit, man.
And I mean, like, How long do you think it's gonna take for that place to just be in shambles?
Not long. Inside of like a month.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
It's gonna be wrecked, man.
Yeah.
It's gonna be wrecked.
Because the sad reality of it is whenever you give someone something for free that has nothing, 9 times out of 10 they don't give a shit about it anyway.
Dude, most people, even when they have their own shit they work for, they don't give a fuck about it.
That's a good point. Yeah, that is a good point.
So
you're right.
It's like imagine shit that.
Yeah, so if you got it for free, you even don't give a shit about even more.
They really have no skin in the game, you know. And then the fucked up part is like a lot of especially on Skid Row, a lot of it is like severe drug addiction and like.
They're gonna be ripping those TVs off the walls and pawning that shit.
Dude, there's got to be at least $1 million worth of coffee in those
Probably
high-rise apartments, man. Like,
probably.
I'd say copper. Yeah, did I say coffee?
Well, I mean, they have a cafe, so I'm sure they got a lot of they got
of coffee. All right, we got some
cappuccino machines and shit, man.
These dude, wouldn't that be some fucking shit? If the news comes down there to film that grand opening, and then you just see all these homeless people running down the street with like fucking carts from grocery stores, just full of shit from that apartment complex, like they're taking
like
TVs out.
two crackheads are carrying an elliptical down the stairs, like
just robbed their ass, fucking completely blind. I don't know. This is kind of an interesting little experiment, though, so I am kind of curious to see if it works.
Yeah,
not, you know?
And it said that it was voted on in 2016, and it's just now being completed. Yeah. So,
nothing like government moving
right?
slow, man.
Good old bureaucracy.
Yeah. That's why, like, when people they start talking about, you know, like, say Biden or even Trump when he was in office, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, this just got passed or whatever, like this bill." I'm like, you realize how long it's gonna take?
Yeah.
Like, we're going to be like 4 presidents down the road by the time we actually see it.
And just because something is passed doesn't mean it's going to be enforced, which is another issue we run into pretty often. So.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, fuck, dude. Actually, you know, speaking of presidents and all that stuff, I mean, it wouldn't be an episode of the Dumpster Diaries podcast if we didn't go into fucking politics at some point.
True. We always have to hit that.
We've talked a lot about politics this year, man. I think it's just the election.
It's an important year.
Yeah. But our favorite person is back at it again, folks. Oprah Winfrey is
one of the richest women in the world.
Yes, dude. So if you didn't catch this glorious work of art, she was a guest speaker at the what was it, the DNC convention or whatever.
No surprise.
And dude, it was horrible. It was horrible, man.
Both of us tried to watch it. Neither one of us could stomach the entire thing, so we ended up just watching bits and pieces of it.
Yeah, we watched it separate from each other.
Yes.
So like I made it 7 minutes, and then I was like, I can't finish this, and then I had to watch like some highlights. I was like, this is like freaking horrible, man. You know, but
her people just ate it up.
Dude, I don't get it, man, because that crowd is typically, especially like the far left guys. They're all about like eat the rich.
Yeah, tax the shit out of the rich.
90% fucking wealth tax or whatever. Anything over like $1 million or some shit. Like, it's just insane. And they talk about hating the ultra
elite.
Wealthy.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is they turn around and invite arguably one of the richest people on the face of the planet to come and speak, and they're all just cheering her on.
Mm-hmm. Just eating that shit up.
Dude, the camera like pans and you see the crowd, and it's like 80% women, right? But they got, there's nothing wrong with that, but they got the look, okay, where they're like leaning far left, like they got like that. You can tell that's a man hater right there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark and say that she eats avocado toast every morning and she's a radical feminist at heart, even, you know, and it's just like, what the fuck? And then the other 20% is like dudes, and they all look like simp cucks, and they're just standing there, and you can see it on their faces. I'm like, 100% they're there just trying to get laid. Like, you know, guys will go to...
Or their female counterpart has ordered them to show up.
That is true. Like, clip their nuts. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hey, you won't
be like, hey, you're coming with me.
Yeah, dude. So it's just funny, like looking at the crowd, it's like, holy shit. But I actually, you know, and what's interesting too, man, is like they're really trying to make Kamala Harris seem like a grassroots movement that's happening, like it's gaining all this traction. And that is just 100% propaganda and PR firms. I mean, clear as day it is. And I wouldn't be surprised, like these clips, like at that convention, at that convention, I wouldn't be surprised if a majority of the crowd was just paid actors. Like, just fucking pay them $100 each, get them to sign an NDA, and like, come out here and just
fill the
this.
seats.
Yeah, film this for 3 days. Would not be surprised at all. So
I don't know, man. There's plenty of idiots out there.
That is true. Well, then I guess maybe you only got to get a few actors, and then like everyone else feels like it's a group, and then they'll just come in by themselves or whatever. But yeah, man. So, but I just don't see the movement with Kamala. And then like Oprah gets up there and offers no real. And I'm like, what is this bitch doing speaking at this thing? She has no, which I freaking hate it, man. When they bring in like celebrities and stuff, like I'm like, yo, like what are you doing? I mean, the Republicans do it too.
Yeah, I mean that's just part of the game.
I'm like, I don't want to see like fucking Hulk Hogan's opinion or Kid Rock's opinion right now. Like even though it's entertaining, but it's like, can we just talk about like what policies you want to really?
But that, I mean, but that's basically like their party for the fucking deal. Like, cause they just go up there. Mm-hmm. It's like a big event. It's not really. I don't know. Which most of their shit, they don't ever actually focus on legitimate policies and plans anyway. Yeah. They just get up there and talk shit and sound good.
Yeah.
So.
But.
You wanna try to stomach some of this Oprah speech?
No.
We got to do it for the people.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. I don't want to watch it. But everything she says, man, like there's no concrete.
There's no substance.
Like, yeah. You know, it's just like it's the right choice, and everybody's like, ah. But we'll see it on this video, man. It's pretty rough, in my opinion.
And just plain common sense. Common sense tells you that Kamala Harris and Tim Walz can give us decency and respect. They're the ones that give it to us. So, we are Americans. We are Americans. Let us choose loyalty to the Constitution over loyalty to any individual. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose optimism over cynicism. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose inclusion over retribution. Let us choose common sense over nonsense. Because that's the best of America. And let us choose the sweet promise of tomorrow over the bitter return to yesterday. We won't go back. We won't be sent back, pushed back, bullied back, kicked back. We're not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. So, let us choose. Let us choose truth. Let us choose honor. And let us choose joy.
Oh,
God.
Because that's the best of America. But more than anything else, let us choose freedom. Why? Because that's the best of America. We're all Americans, and together, let's all choose Kamala Harris.
Oh, I can't take it.
You just can't do it. Just end it right there, dude. What the fuck, man?
So they're the first to preach on loving America, but yet they turn around and shit on America every step of the way.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying Republicans are golden gods, but the Democrats have a tendency to be fucking hypocrites, man.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, yeah, there's like a small amount of Republicans that go like a little crazy with shit or whatever, but like, the majority of it's like pretty solid.
They at least tend to have the American individual
but like
in mind.
The Democratic Party it's literally a fucking circus. It's an absolute. I have tried to wrap my mind around it. I really have, and I can't do it, man. I cannot.
I really have too. Even from a fine, like you try to like, well, they're in it for the money, but at some point they're like, I don't even know, like they can't be making money off of this shit. Like it's ridiculous.
It seems like these people are actively working against the best interests of the United States.
It really does. Yeah, like
you know, and
they want the self-destruction of America.
It's like you can call me a conspiracy theorist, but Come on, man.
Like, if we don't have a country, how does that benefit you? I don't really understand. If there's nothing to lead or nothing to govern, then how does that help you? Even if you want total control and power, if there's nothing left, like, what the fuck? What has it all been for? I don't get it, man.
The United States of China or some shit,
Yeah. Fucking speaking Mandarin now, like.
Yeah. How much do you think they had to fucking pay, like, shovel out to get her to show up and do that?
I don't know, man.
You think she might have done it for free?
That's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, I'm sure there was some kind of financial incentive for her to do this.
Give her like 10 grand.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know, dude. She wipes her ass with 10 grand. Uh-huh. But I don't know. Maybe she just did it for the publicity.
How much is she worth anyway? I'm gonna Google that shit on my
dude,
phone.
I know she's a billionaire as far like.
You want to take a guess? What do you think?
I'm gonna say she's the number 3 richest woman in the world. But I don't know how much I don't know what that is, but that's my guess.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that much digging. I'm just going to go with how much money she has. Net worth. Oh. What?
How much?
That's not nearly as much as I thought it would be. I mean, it's a fuck ton. It's more money than I'll ever see in my life. But, you know.
I mean, I'm not talking bad about you over your money.
$3 billion.
$3 billion?
Yeah, I was thinking like at least like $25 billion.
Maybe she's made a series of unfortunate financial decisions.
Yeah, she took a little risk.
She hasn't gotten all the insurance claim back from the Maui wildfires.
She's waiting on that to roll through. Once that kicks in, it's good.
Yeah, after she opens up all them resorts down there.
Yeah, she burned down that fucking island.
Blue roofs.
Holy shit! I still can't believe that video went viral. We did of her doing that shit. But yeah, man. And my thing is like, dude, everyone like hates Oprah. Really, I mean, really they do, man. Even if they don't, I'm just gonna keep saying it until it becomes a reality, right? But that's just not. It's not like a solid person to have come speak, you know? Because like the Democratic Party, like traditionally would be like the Workers' Party. It's like, okay, we're standing up for the small guy. Like we're going to support unions. We're going to increase wages. Like we're going to build a middle class and stuff.
That's all they used to be. I mean,
yeah. And then now it's like literally the exact opposite of that.
Yeah.
And then they bring in a multi-billionaire to come and speak. And here's the fucked up part. If you really want to fucking go down Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole on this shit, replace Oprah with, say, I don't know, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, some shit like that. I think it has more to do with the fact that she is a black woman than anything else. Because I think if you would have got Elon Musk up there saying verbatim what she said, exactly how she said it, he would have got booed off the fucking stage, you know? So
probably. I think you're right. Yeah.
You know, it's I don't know. It's just dumb shit.
But again, nowadays politics is not based on policies. It's based on notoriety and your favorite celebrities and who you're gonna back and who you can fucking talk about on Facebook that you like better. So
it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That we've gotten to that point with it. You know, it's just,
yeah, like politics is, we've said it before, but politics is like the new reality TV show.
Yeah, it's like voting for like a fucking prom king.
Exactly, yeah, like whenever they had Dancing with the Stars, they were like, text 555 to vote for your winner today. Like,
dude,
that's what that shit is, man.
Fast forward 100 years, literally, like the presidential like election is going to be some shit like Dancing with the Stars.
They should have, I still think they should make the president's bare knuckle box. And then whoever wins that is like the winner.
Or make them do like some naked and afraid shit. like they gotta be out in the woods for like 1 month.
Dude, fuck it, dude. A whole week of just challenges.
Yeah. Or send them on what was it called? The Amazing Race?
Yes.
Where they like had like a grand prize, like $1 million, and they had like 30 different people. Like you just had to get to this point. It's like some fucked up place in the world you got to get to.
Yeah.
Plane, train, automobile,
whatever the hell, by any means.
Yeah, and do something like that between like presidential candidates, you know, like they're just trying to just talking through like a jungle and shit, you know. But
send them on the quest for the Holy Grail, like.
Nah, dude, that's in the basement of Comic Ping Pong Pizza, dude. They just keep it still contains the blood of Christ, but they just keep refilling it. With children's blood, you know, so it keeps going on. It's like that movie, Demon Knight. Did you ever see that? You didn't see that? Oh, it was like an old sci-fi movie, but I'm not even gonna bother explaining it. There's like a device that has some of Christ's blood in it, and they like to keep it alive and going, they have to continue to add blood like over time.
Oh, okay, to keep it like regenerating.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it, man. It's like a cult classic and shit, man. Just sci-fi horror movie or whatever.
Does sound good. Sounds up my alley.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know, fucking what they were thinking with Oprah, man. But
well, I mean, if you believe what you see on the television, everyone loved it.
I mean,
so
dude, the liberal chicks in there, you could just see them, dude. Like middle-aged liberal women, like. I mean, one of those ladies was crying.
I know.
Like, how did anything that Oprah say make you cry?
I don't know.
You know? So, and she kind of looked like Gwyneth Paltrow, too.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I hate Gwyneth Paltrow as well. I actually hate, like, the majority of celebrities.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Like, I can appreciate them while they're in a movie that's good, but aside, like, their regular life, I don't care about.
They're usually, like, really, like, out of touch and.
Well, they're normally too outspoken for their own good.
Yeah.
Like,
why can't you just be cool and like not say shit?
Yeah, just do your job, which is doing shit in movies or something, like, or being a musician. Like, even whenever they have random fucking opinions on stuff, like, dude, come on, just fucking do your job.
But yeah, man. So since we're already on politics, I mean, might as well go on to the next topic, dude. RFK Jr. is back in the news, man.
Yep, stepping down.
Yeah. I'm surprised he's actually stepping down, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, he should have.
He claimed no matter what, he wasn't stepping down at all. Like, he was just going to see it through to the end.
Hey, so did Biden.
That is true. So maybe these guys got blackmailed. I don't know.
I don't know if he did. He backed the wrong candidate. Then that Secret Service he's gonna really wish he had that.
Yeah. So I guess RFK, yeah, he's backing out, man, and then there's some stuff about him like supporting Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So and people were starting to kind of like shit on him for that, you know. But my thing is like, I'm not surprised.
No, how could you expect him to back the Democratic Party after they straight fucked him? That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally like befriending your mortal enemy.
Yeah. So that like 6-7% of the votes, I think that's what it was. It was something like that RFK was getting. That's all probably getting shifted to Trump. Man.
Hopefully.
Like, you know.
But I mean, realistically, when you think about it, which I watched another document or a little investigative journalist show, and they were at a RFK rally, and it was before he had stepped down. But they brought up the question. They were like, well, if he doesn't run, then who are you going to vote for? And they all said Trump. Because, I mean, that's really, while RFK and Trump differ on a ton of stuff, they're still more in line together than Kamala.
I mean, like, I've said it since, like, day one. You know, like, I liked RFK, man. Mm-hmm. Like, my plan was to vote for him, and I was like, Trump was a number 2 backup, dude. So, you know, something happened to RFK. If he backed out, whatever may happen, got sick, fucking, you know, caught a magic bullet, whatever the fuck. You know, you never know what's going to happen these days.
He's a Kennedy, so anything's possible.
That's why I use the term magic bullet.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, you know, I was like, yeah, Trump coming as number 2 or whatever. There was times where they were like neck and neck or whatever. I just liked RFK because I felt like he would have checked Big Pharma like a motherfucker. At least tried, you know.
At least tried.
And I think I think basically all of our other presidents have never really done that. Probably because they're scared, I think.
I mean, you're going up against a fucking giant. Like,
it's
literally, it's like David and Goliath shit, man.
Actually, fucking Trump just did an interview with Theo Vaughn on Theo's podcast, dude, and they actually talk about it. And Trump does a pretty good job at explaining why Big Pharma is the way it is and why healthcare is so fucked up and how he's going to try to, like, work on it.
Which he did bring up the fact that he had, while he was president last time, he had passed the bill saying that hospitals were required to at least give the consumer an upfront cost list, which would have leveled the playing field and made medical costs significantly better.
Yeah.
Because if there's like, if you can go to one hospital and they're like, okay, it's going to be $10,000, and you can go to another hospital and be like, okay, they're doing it for this, or you're going to lower the, like, can you do it for cheaper?
Yeah.
That creates like
competition.
Exactly. And what other fucking service or any like thing that you buy that you don't know the cost of it before buying it?
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It's like
you don't go to a car and drive off with the dealer, like drive off and then they send you the bill later. Like,
and then you find out that it's like a fucking $250,000 car or something, you know?
Shit's ridiculous.
Yeah. But Yeah, he was talking about that. One thing also too I liked about Trump with that was he was talking about lowering the cost of like legal expenses. I thought that was
really he did get on the subject of lawyer lobby,
where loser pays all.
Yeah.
And
which that makes sense, dude. Like he said, that would eliminate a lot of frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah. And then that means that the number that they start asking for is going to be a legitimate number.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not some exorbitant bullshit pulled out of your ass thing like Alex Jones got.
$86 million or fucking $1 billion. You know, like holy shit, dude. I still can't believe they did that to him. I mean, I get having a civil suit, but god damn, $1 billion, like holy.
It's just because it's because of who he was or who he is.
That's all it was.
That's bullshit.
Man. Yeah, that's all it was. And then. But yeah, man, so RFK Jr. is, stepping down, man, supporting Trump. We'll see what happens, but we do have a video of
we got a clip of.
Yeah, we're going to watch that from the man himself. I don't know, you think he's going to be kind of done with politics, or you think he's going to be...
I don't know.
Because sometimes when this happens, the guys are offered jobs. So maybe... Trump offered him a position.
I would like to see Trump offer him a job. Yeah. I think he would be great, with some sort of position within the Trump administration.
Put him in charge of human health and services or something like that. You know what I mean?
Something that he enjoys doing and is passionate about and fucking knowledgeable about. It would make sense, and he'd be a good dude for the job.
Make him like head of the EPA or some shit.
Dude, put him in charge of WHO.
Yeah. But yeah, dude, we'll watch this video and we'll hear it from the words from the man's mouth himself. So
it's with a sense of victory and not defeat that I'm suspending my campaign activities. Not only did we do the impossible by collecting 1 million signatures, we changed the national political conversation forever. Chronic disease, free speech, government corruption, breaking our addiction to war have moved to the center of politics. I can say to all who have worked so hard the last year and a half, thank you for a job well done. 3 great causes drove me to enter this race in the first place, primarily. And these are the principal causes that persuaded me to leave the Democratic Party and run as an independent, and now to throw my support to President Trump. The causes were free speech, a war in Ukraine, and the war on our children.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I do kind of want to make a joke about it, though. It was good. But, when he kind of, stumbled when he basically talks about, throwing his support at Donald Trump. He kind of, stumbled a little bit, and then he looked at the camera, and the only thing that flashed in my head was, one of those videos where, a terrorist has a hostage, and they're, blindfolded, and they're, holding, a fucking copy of the New York Times, and they, take the blindfold off, and they're reading from a script, I'm being treated really well.
A CIA dude looks behind the camera, he's like, you better fucking say this shit.
Yeah, dude. But it was just Trump and Vance and shit just behind the camera, just sitting there and just cracking their knuckles. Or, have a fucking a Billy Club nightstick.
Trump's got Kodak Black in there with a gun pointed at him.
Well, fuck your shit up, son. So.
But yeah, I think RFK backing Trump is the logical thing.
Yeah,
there's
100%. And even his policies, the majority of them don't even align with the Democrats at all.
No.
So it's libertarian is really a lot of where it's at, in my opinion. So. Yep.
And like he said, free speech, the Ukraine war, and protecting our children, that's Republican shit. So.
And, I just hope Trump brings him onto the administration in some shape.
I would like to see that. That'd be good.
Makes him a secretary or something or whatever. Actually empowers that guy to be doing some real shit in the government. And that would be cool because I feel
the people would like that, especially if Trump announces it prior to election. If he's yo, if I get elected, I want you to do this. Yeah. That would be great publicity. That would get all of his supporters on Trump's side anyway. That's a pretty smart move.
Good play, man. Mm-hmm. Holy shit. But yeah, man. So we'll see, man. But I feel if he gets put in a position of power, that he'll do good.
I think so too.
I really think so, man. But in the beginning, I had high hopes. Actually, I was come on, you can do it. I knew logically in the back of my head. I was Once the Democrats were
the fucking two-party system, man.
Yeah. Once the Democrats were like, get the fuck out of here, I was like, there's no chance in hell that he's gonna survive on his own or as a libertarian.
Yeah. That is the crazy thing, man. There's just right now, even after all this time, there's still no room for another party. Like.
Yeah. Oh, they keep it that fucking way.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want people.
They're like, we can control 2, but 3, like, you throw in a wild card, man. It's like
too much here, you know? Or you'd be like fucking France and have like 9 or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, they have more than that, I'm pretty sure, but I think it's like 9 major ones that actually make it into their parliament and stuff like that. So, holy shit, you know.
I mean, that seems a bit much, but I don't know. I guess I could see good and bad for it, but
I mean, hell, Germany has like damn near legit. I mean, they're basically Nazis, like a whole Nazi political party over there now. And they've been around for a while. I can't remember what they're called, but they literally like their logo is just a swastika redesign. Dude,
it like has a couple extra extensions or something.
Yeah, it makes more of a rectangle than it does
instead of a square. It's just drawn.
But it's clear as day. Yeah, and I can't remember the last election they had. They actually gained some more seats because they used to only hold like 2 seats in their parliament, but now I think they're up. I'm going to misquote it, but I want to say they're up to like maybe 7 or 8 now.
Well, they had a real problem with immigration too. Yeah. And anytime there's immigration problems, people revert back to that shit because there's only so much you can take. And while that is extreme, they have to go back to it because enough is enough at some point.
Yeah.
It's not the correct thing to do, but it is like what you kind of tend to fall back on.
I mean, it's actually interesting if you read into them and stuff and like what they believe and like what they do and stuff like that. That party is all about like no more immigration, deport everyone, like it's like the rise.
Germany for Germans by like
the Fourth Reich. It's gonna be, you know. So it's like it's interesting to see because that kind of gauges you like how much citizens are getting kind of fucking tired of shit over there.
England's having that same issue now, man. They're still rioting.
Yeah,
like shit's crazy over there.
Because I remember like a few years ago, Vice actually covered like the rise of right wing like political ideologies
in Germany, just in Europe,
in the world in general, and it was all countries essentially centered around the fact it was all countries that had issues with immigration, like massive waves of immigration, and then they were seeing the rise of this stuff. So I was kind of like, okay, so is this like you're trying to paint them as neo-Nazis, or is this just people that just want like their like solidarity of like being like this is my country.
They want their own citizenship protected. I mean,
so
they want their values.
Yeah. So who knows? But it'll be interesting to see what happens. Yeah, I'm really excited about this election. This is going to tell you a lot about the state of the world, man. This is going to be fucking. I mean, regardless of whoever wins, we know there's going to be fucking riots and fires.
Yeah, people are going to be pissed either way.
You know?
But man, have you seen like even on Fox News, dude, the polls? I mean, they're neck and neck.
They're always going to portray that.
Like they're neck and neck. So
I don't believe polls, man.
I mean, polls are skewed to whatever the fuck you're trying to prove.
I mean, you remember when they said Hillary Clinton had a 97% chance of winning and Trump had a 3% chance, and then turned around and Trump just like cleaned house on her ass? I just don't. I just think they're all bullshit. And then my thing is like, all right, here's the thing, man. Like, I went to school for political science, right? Like, I've legitimately worked on actual campaigns for people and stuff, okay? Like, I'm not making this shit up. I have never met, not one single fucking time in my entire goddamn life, I have never met one person that has taken a political poll. Yeah. It's just like stare at the camera. Yeah. No, I'm not even joking. Like, for real. Like, I've literally, like, ran for, like, state senators, worked for, like, state senators before, knocked door-to-door talks, worked on people that were working on their campaigns and stuff. Most of it was just free volunteer work and stuff. Never met a single person who had ever been polled. And no one that I talked to who worked in those, and any of those aspects, they couldn't even tell me that they knew someone who'd been polled. And I was like, so these are like the people who are actually involved in politics.
And they don't
fucking know. So who the fuck are they asking? And then most of those polls, when you look at it, they typically only ask like 2,000 people.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
So then it depends on the region that you're asking.
I mean, if you go to a fucking college in Washington, D.C., like, what do you expect?
I mean, so they could probably rig it. They could be like, okay, we're going to ask 1,000 people in Chicago who they're going to vote for. And then we'll ask 1,000 people in like Birmingham, Alabama, who they're gonna vote for. You know, like, and then it's gonna be like, fuck, it's neck and neck. I don't think it's neck and neck, man. I just don't see it. I think it's just straight up just gonna be a bloodbath. It's gonna be red as fuck. Now I could be wrong, but I
like your optimism. I'm a fan of your optimism.
If it's fair and it's legit.
If it's fair and it's legit,
yes.
I will agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there will be fuckery that happens.
100%.
I'm telling you, like, absolutely, man. This is going to be the most contested election we've ever had in American history. You think the last one was fucking crazy? Dude, all eyes on this shit, man.
But is there no end in sight? I mean, like, after this election and then the next election? How do you think that's going to fucking go?
It's just going to keep getting worse.
That's what I think, too. It's like, how long are we going to just grasp at this fucking foundation of bullshit until something happens?
It's just going to keep getting worse until we just enact some, like, Hunger Games level shit, and then, like, that's how we decide, you know?
Yeah.
Which would be kind of dope.
I don't know, man. The trials, the bare knuckle boxing, the naked and afraid, amazing race shit.
7 days. They call it Hell Week or some shit.
I mean,
you know?
to be fair, no one could really contest that shit. If it would be like whoever wins this is the leader of the free world.
He beat the shit out of that guy. I watched that motherfucker build a mud hut in 6 hours.
Be like, he knows how to handle the war in Ukraine.
Yeah. I got a fighter. Yeah. Versus like the fucking facade bullshit that we live in now.
Yeah. You got Oprah up there talking shit.
Try to convince us that billionaires somehow relate to like the average people in America.
And they're for they're for the people.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. All those people are psychos. I don't give a shit. You know, like they all are, man.
Their only goal is to increase that net value.
Power and money, man.
Yeah.
Power and money. That's all it is. And they'll say whatever the fuck they gotta say, man.
If they gotta sell a kid from Wayfair or do whatever too, like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, man. Like everybody else, I just think we gotta pick the lesser of two evils, you know. But I do actually. There's a lot of things I like about Trump's policies, which is why, like,
for sure.
I lean towards him on that stuff, man, because it's definitely not voting for Kamala. Like, good God Almighty, man. You know, she still hasn't like really announced any policies.
No.
She just said that she's going to try to put like price caps on like groceries and food and shit. That's it.
That doesn't even make sense.
It's not like she hasn't addressed like the wars. She hasn't addressed the border. She hasn't really addressed inflation, job growth, none of that shit.
Well, on her own website, I watched a video about this a couple days ago, and then I went to her website myself. Yeah. There's no policies on her website. It's literally, I'm Kamala Harris, donate money here. There's no there's no policies, no explanations of what her plans are, what she's going to do. Like,
motherfucker, dude.
It's crazy, man. And then there's still people that are like, yeah, this is the right thing to do.
Jesus Christ, dude. And it's like people like really like believe it. Like they're just like, hey, yeah, we're gonna do this, you know. And it's like, just do a little bit of research, man.
And like, I know some of these people think they're doing the right thing, but it's still racist if you're voting for somebody just because she's a black woman.
Yeah, like 100%.
That's still racism. So don't think you're fucking better than me.
Yeah, like all that DEI shit, all that crap.
That's literally racism.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you this: if you want to go down this philosophical little like fucking wormhole with me for like 2 seconds, like I can tell you this: at a point in time in American history, man, my dog is like barking like hell. But at a point in time in American history, okay, when we're dealing with the civil rights movement that's happening, okay, affirmative action becomes a thing, okay, to give minorities like to help them find a place in like the work environment and be able to actually climb and stuff like that. Well, so I can argue that at one point in American history, affirmative action was necessary and did play an important role. But now when we're starting to talk about 3/4 of a century later,
yeah.
What are we going to do?
Like, we're like 3 generations later at this point.
Yeah. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, at some fucking point, we got to, call it what it is here, And so, but I don't know. I mean, you get what I'm saying?
I do.
You know, it's yeah. Yeah, it's fucking frustrating. It's frustrating, man. But, so, I don't know. They'll harp on that stuff or whatever, like hardcore or whatnot. So, but
yeah, like word of the day, man, hypocrisy.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, and But now, like, they do it, and they don't even call it, like, affirmative action. Like, the name changes. Now it's DEI.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's always become... If you look, it's all the same shit all the time throughout history and stuff. Like, it is the same concepts they push, but they just changed the name, man.
Yeah. They changed the name for a new generation.
Yeah. You know? And they're like, oh, we came up with this new thing. Like, no, you fucking didn't. It's been around for 80 goddamn years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, whatever it comes out to, you know? So, and it's... I don't know. And it's like, do you really want to grow as like a nation? And then you just accept it and you fucking move on, right? And I think that we've gotten to a point that we've given all these various groups of people a fuck ton of opportunity, legs up, stuff like that, and various things like between like employment, tax benefits actually in some degree if you want to like kind of look at it like that. Education's a big fucking one.
And just saying the reason that we know that works. Look at Oprah. She's a black woman who's a fucking billionaire. Yeah. So if you're going to talk about how other people don't have the same opportunities, then how do you fucking explain her story? I mean, she's literally walking proof that shit is there is equality.
Yeah. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I think in America in today's time, dude, in 2024, I think in today's time, we've hit a point to where it is solely on the individual.
100%.
You know?
100%.
Like, and all this like bullshit of like identities or like cultural history and stuff.
Yeah, or like I was dealt a shit hand.
Fuck that.
Everyone has a shitty past.
Yes, dude, and everyone's got issues too.
Yeah.
Like, can we accept that? Like,
especially now, everybody's got mental health shit. Like,
yeah, you know, if you don't have mental health problems, you're the fucking.
Yeah, something's wrong.
Something's wrong with you, man.
Exactly.
But you know, and so I think, you know, we just got to move past all that fucking bullshit. And like that's what pisses me off with the Democrats, because that's all they harp on, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, fuck off, you know? And what's crazy is, okay, like that mentality right there, okay? This is like a joke that I've used before. This is about, it makes about as much sense as about what I'm about to tell you, okay? Asking for stuff like that, okay? Whether it's DEI, affirmative action, whatever you want to call it.
Reparations.
Reparations, right? Is equivalent to me demanding VA benefits because my grandfather was in the war. You know
That's a perfect analogy.
So it's like, come on, man. Like, you know, I get it.
I love that analogy. That's good.
So, and the thing is I don't think the Democrats really actually, the liberal left, I really don't think they actually want true progress.
No.
Because if you fucking look at it, man, and they harp, like, just take out, like, the fucking color aspect, like, race aspect, all that stupid shit. Just focus on poor and rich, okay? The poor people that they snatch up, man. Any policies they ever put in place never helps these people.
No.
They end up fucking them harder every single time. But they say all the right things that you want to believe and you want to hear, and you'll be like, oh, this is going to be great, there's going to be these benefits, there's going to be these reliefs, blah, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah.
if this guy gets elected, we're really it's going to turn things around.
Yeah. And then, like, next thing you know, they're worse off than, like, when they started. And they're like, fuck. And then they just keep voting for the retard, and they just wonder how the fuck it's going to happen.
It's like Kamala talking about putting caps on groceries.
Yeah.
I mean, she does. Why can't she do that right now?
Yeah.
She is in power. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she just goes in there, picks up Biden's hand, puts a pen in it, just scribbles it across a piece of paper, calls it fucking good, you know? Executive order fucking...
69. Yeah, like...
Nah, yeah, Executive Order 69. Go fuck yourself, 420. You know, like, whatever.
The price of milk will not exceed $2.50.
But yeah, so I don't know. So I think you know the Democrats, like really the liberals, I think the regular lower people don't really realize this is happening, but the higher up elites, they want to continue to oppress people and keep people down because then they can control them.
For sure.
And they can get money out of them.
And they keep pushing that wealth gap. Like, the more separation there is, the more control they have, and the more the other, like, the poor people are powerless.
Yeah. So it, I don't know, man. I think that party is actually, like, dissolved. It's rotting from the inside. And I think it's a lot worse than what they've let on and have allowed the public to know. And I think they're dumping a lot of money into PR firms and shit like that, and they're just trying to double down with Harris.
Yeah.
And I actually think, low-key, Harris might be a throwaway candidate. I think any people like Pelosi, Schumer, all that stuff, I think they know the gig is up right now.
I mean, realistically, they can't give a shit about her. Like,
so I think
it would make sense for them to use her as a scapegoat and just dump shit on her, throw her under the bus, and then they come out on top and just get out of there.
Yeah, just go ahead, let Trump run the next fucking 4 years. They'll get it on the backside. You know, I think that's what it is. And they don't want to waste a good candidate on this election to try to run him again, because they did that with Hillary, and she, well, I mean, America told that bitch no more than once. That's all I'm going to say.
And stay out.
How many times I got to tell you, old man, old lady, whatever. You know, so I don't know. I mean, it's there's some bullshit there. When I look at it objectively, man, for me, at least personally, the Republicans is where it's at. You know, I mean, I would like to see libertarian, but that shit ain't gonna happen. So
we're too far away from that. I mean,
man.
Yeah.
You know, and then plus, the Republican Party doesn't fuck me.
Exactly.
You know, so like my taxes are lower. You know, I mean, from what I saw, at least when Trump was in office, you really want to talk about just him. Like, there was no new conflicts. Like, shit was getting resolved. Like, there wasn't new issues popping up. And then within the first year of like Biden being president, like shit just starts happening all over the world. Fast forward a couple years after that, now you got the shit. Israel's like an all-out fucking war on all fronts. And it's just like, god damn, dude, like you couldn't, you know.
Well, he's got no control.
Yeah.
Because no one respects him.
And then it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think they fucked up, and they know they did.